Hi, I'm Matt from Overlord.
Hi, I'm George from Overlord.
Hi, I'm Tris from Overlord.
And I'm Sarah from Overlord.
And this is our Hip Spotlight. Yes, the rise and rise of Overlord. It's the great story everyone's been longing to hear. I'm too much of an egomaniac to give up, and everybody else, most of our contemporaries have decided that it's unwise to be involved in music, and I'm not going to dispute that.
I think that the difference between this record and some of the past ones is that this is really a band album, and on the prior Overlord albums, they were frequently built from really cool demos that George would make. But this one, I think a lot of the arrangements came from the band playing, and you can really hear that. I think when you hear something like Mission to Mars, you can really hear it in the way the rhythm section plays. There's real urgency there, and I think that that's really what makes this album different from the prior Overlord albums.
I think he should answer every question after this. When that song was being written, there was, I believe it was a company that was trying to do a simulation of what it would be like to live on Mars. They locked people up for a year, and that was very similar to my experiences at the time. I was in an apartment in a very inner room of an apartment without windows except for one porthole to the sky. It was a test to see whether a person could stay sane, and I can happily report that you cannot. But you might get a song out of it, so. Trying to see what you can get away with is my favorite part of filming. There was a quarry in Pennsylvania, an active quarry. It looked sort of like a mob body dumping ground. It was the strangest place I've ever been.
George can sweet talk his way into anything, so he managed to convince the quarry that he deserved to film there, and they magically let him.
I'm going to have to try this sweet talking thing more often. If you're wondering about the decommissioned Navy base, that was probably one of the luckiest breaks we could get. It was a centrifuge where they trained the Mercury 7 astronauts, so obviously the cockpit there would look very good. Matt actually appears many times in the video as a mission controller. Almost the entire budget of the video was renting the spacesuit for a day. I would say about a quarter of the budget was that. So we had to film everything that involved the spacesuit all on the same day. And anytime you may see cuts to just the astronaut's hand, and that's because that was me about 4 months later with just a glove because we didn't have the suit. I don't know what the saying is, but we did what we could with what we had. It's the perfect metaphor for isolation and lengthy solitary journeys.